This chapter is intended to help you master the skills of information giving. After completing this chapter, you should be able to do the following. Demonstrate that you can define each type of information giving response. Show that you can decide when an information giving response is appropriate. Demonstrate that you can formulate and use information giving responses regardless of an interview. Theoretically, background the skills of information giving is important among the interview range. Response information is given by interviewers in numerous fields, including health, education, community service, business, and industry. This skill is essential during the problem solving, decision making, and the provision of feedback. It is important to recognize that information giving is not advanced giving. Information giving occurs when relevant information about an issue or problem is presented. It is left to the client to decide how to use the information. On the other hand, advanced giving involves the interview prescribe or providing a solution or plan of action. Interviewers provide the client with many different types of information, including information about the interviewing process, instructions and directions, feedback, and knowledge relative to the client's concern. To facilitate the client's goal, an interviewer must have both a sound knowledge base and well-developed communication skills. An overview of many of the types of information giving response and the potential source of information associated with each is shown. From time to time, clients require varying amounts of information. Some interviewers may focus entirely on multiple exchange of information within a facilitative atmosphere developed by the interview. Failure of the interviewer to provide information required is counterproductive to the interviewing process. Until information is available, clients may be unable to take constructive action. It is important that the interviewers recognize clients' need for information and provide this as required, either verbally by directing clients to the facts or by teaching clients how to acquire information when they need it. The frames in this chapter relate to a series of interviewers between a rehabilitation counselor and an employee who has been injured on the job. The task of the counselor is to associate the client to identify an alternate position within the company. Client having just arrived for the essential interview. I'm not sure whether it is you should I be asking, but I need to know what happens with my pay if I can't return to work. Interviewer: that is an important question, but we need to do other things before we can go to it. Interviewer: that information in your company booklet on benefits, or at the end of the interview you can check with the payroll clerk who can give the information quickly. Interviewer: I am not sure about the reason you require this information. Can you tell me more? Whether or not you are short of money, or is this some other problem? Your answer: that information in your company booklet on benefits, or at the end of this interview you can check with the payroll clerk who can give you that information. Correct. The response answers the client's request by providing correct information about resources from what the client can obtain the information request. Go to 11.5. Client: I really want to work, and if everything going smoothly, I hope I can find a job within the company, but I was wondering, if this doesn't happen, what's the possibility of a lump sum settlement from the company? Interviewer: this company has very good lawyers. If you're thinking financial settlement, you should find a good authority. Interviewer, give your concern about financial support. It sounds as if you should be seeking an appointment at workers' compensation. Interviewer, primary goal and goal of this session are similar to find you another position within the company. It is too early to discuss any other outcomes yet. Go to 11.8. Your primary goal and goal of the session are similar to find you another position within the company. It is too early to discuss any outcomes yet. Correct the statement, presents information that fits the client's primary needs and provides information about the focus of session because it's on topic and timely, likely accepted by a client. Effective information giving involves ongoing use of basic attendance skills, appropriate eye contact, body language, and verbal behavior. Good focusing and attendance enhance the interviewer's awareness of the client's need for reaction to information. Facility the client's expression, motion, attitude, maximize client's ability to integrate and use information. Client, I appreciate that you are here to help me, but I am not sure how all of this is going to turn out or even what these sessions are about. Choose the most appropriate response. You have a number of concerns right now. You are not sure about these sessions and how they will help with your job and your financial family obligations. I can't help you with this. Other concerns, not my job. I'm here to help you identify and turn of job. Now let's go with that. It must give you a sense of relief that things are in control now. Perhaps we should go on and try and find another job. First one, you have a number of concerns right now. You are not sure about these sessions and how they will help with your job and financial family obligations. Correct. You have identified and responded to the concerns expressed by the client. The use of basic attending skills increases ability of the client to attend to information and facilities. Discussion of issue as they arise. I can't help you with your other concerns. That's not my job. I'm here to help you identify turn of job. Now let's go on with it. This response provides information to the clients, but it fails to respond to the concerns and needs expressed. The client's ability to use the integrated information effectively depends on interviewing abilities. Appropriate eye contact, voice, and body posture are important when giving information and additional. Clients are most likely to be receptive to information that is direct, clear, specific concerns, and concentrate. Present that in an understanding, sensitive manner. Yes, I am concerned. I've been off work several months now, and I'd like to get back to work. I'm excited about these sessions. What are we going to do with them? Interviewer, at this stage, I can't tell you much what's involved. We have a lot of things in sessions, and we really should get started maybe after work. After we talk a little, we can find you another position so that you can get back to work. What can we do right now is talk about some jobs that are available and that you might like to do. There are many jobs in company lines, working cleaners, clerks, whole range of jobs. Maybe you would like one of those positions. What do you think? Interviewer, the purpose of the session is to find you an alternative position within the company. In order to do this, we need to identify your abilities, interests, and limitations. This will involve discussions, perhaps some testing. Go to 11.16. Your answer. The purpose of these sessions is to find you an alternate position within the company. In order to do this, we need to identify your abilities, interests, and limitations. This will involve discussion, perhaps some testing. Correct. This response is direct, clear, specific, concise, and concrete. As such, it will assist the client to integrate the information more easily, and it will contribute to the client's involvement in the sessions. Go to 11.17. When a client requests information, it's important that the interviewer matches information given the client's ability to benefit from it. Good interviews divide information in small, organized units rather than overload clients with information they are unable to integrate or use. Since clients can often get anxious, it's a good idea to provide crucial information in writing. I can understand why you would want to know about my abilities and limitations, but why would you want to know about my interests? Choose the most appropriate response. Interview employees who enjoy and are satisfied by their work are more likely to remain content with their jobs. Your interests are important in identifying the type of work that will be satisfied. Interviewer: most individuals are unaware of their interests. In recent years, a number of excellent tests have been developed to help individuals identify their interests. The ones we have here on a regular basis match the interests of individuals like you to those of groups of people who are happy and content with their jobs. It involves about 30 questions and will take approximately 1 hour to complete. The test is sent away to be scored and will be discussed the results when they are returned. Interests have become very important in determining whether employees will stay with the company. We will have a computerized assessment produced that can give us details, interests, and patterns of all employees and predicament information they're likely with us. Currently, we're working to validate that. Go to 11.20. Employees who enjoy are satisfied by their work and more likely to remain content with their jobs. Your interests are important in identifying the type of work will be satisfying to you. Correct. You have provided a client with specific information and amount that is appropriate to the request. The client will seek further information required. Go to 11.21. Client: I've never thought about how important my interests were to my job. It does make sense though. Choose most appropriate response. Interviewer: let's move on now. I think we've discussed what you are here for long enough. I am sure you are aware by now the purpose of these sessions. Go to 11.22. Before we proceed further, let me verify your understanding of what we are going to do. Could you tell me what you now know about the purpose of these sessions? Go to 11.23. We could spend a lot more time talking about the purpose of these sessions. I am not sure whether we should do that. What do you think? Go to 11.24. Before we proceed further, let me verify your understanding of what we are going to do. Could you tell me now more about the purpose of these sessions? Correct. This response requires that the client summarize the information provided. It will assist information in determining the client understanding of information. The interviewer can then judge whether to provide more information or proceed with interview. Go to 11.25. Client: when I came in, I thought you were going to help me with my finances, but from what you said, the first aim to find me another position. The company understands the importance of assisting my abilities and interests, but what will happen if there isn't a job that matches them? Choose most appropriate response. Interviewer: I am not sure. We need to consider that now because it may not arise. Perhaps we should get on with this assessment process, and if it doesn't come up, we can talk about it. Interviewer: if that occurs, then there may be some decisions to be made. You may have decided between a position that, although not perfect, is close to your interest abilities and a position located in another branch of the company. Go to 11.27. You don't need to worry about that. This company has so many positions that there has been one for you. There are vaccines that come up regularly in all departments. Go to 11.28. Your answer 11.27. If this occurs, then there may be some decisions to be made. You may have to decide between a position that, although not perfect, is close to your interests and abilities, and a position located in another branch of company. Correct. Throughout the interview process, clients seek information for exploratory understanding or elaborative purposes. This response provides information that matches client's need to explore a potential outcome to understand further situation with the company. Go to 11.29. Although, it's most likely that you are going to make me move. If that happens, my family will have to give up their friends and activities, and we have to sell the house. I just cannot move. It would disrupt everything. Choose most appropriate response. Interviewer, you are really concerned about the long-term outcome of your situation and sensitive to the disruptions that might occur in your life. We need to review what we have talked about so far and try to put your concerns in perspective. Go to 11:30. I did not Interviewer. Didn't say you have to move. You got it all wrong. I give you moving as one opportunity. It is not something that the company will require. It is just a possibility if you are interested. Go to 11:31. Interviewer. If you have to move, the company has an excellent plan to assist you with the selling of your home and the purchase of a new home. There is even an employee assistance program so that the family members who have trouble adjusting can get counseling. Your answer 11:30. Correct. This response identifies and reflects the emotional concerns that is resulting in distortion of information presented. It also orientates the clients. It is really based discussion direct towards resolution direction. Go to 11:30. Feedback is a form of information giving that confirms change or widens a perspective held by the client. This is going to take forever. One of the informations to orientate the client is the interview process. Orientation statements are used to giving information about the interviewer and client roles, the cost, benefits, experience associated with the interview process. When orientating state accomplishment, the task of interviewer, and orientating the client, the interviewer or aspect of the interview presents the information in detailed and concrete manner with significant discussion ensure that the information is integrated. After resolving the client's distorted perspective of the availability and location of work with the company, the interviewer and client have agreed that interest tests may provide the client with useful information. Choose most appropriate response. Interest testing is very important. It provides valuable information that will help to locate a new job for you. It is hard to describe what's involved, but as you complete the test and get results, it will become clearer. Interviewer, few people give anything, though their interest and how these relate to work. They are concerned only with how much money they will earn. People like this can end up very dissatisfied with their jobs. We don't want that to happen to you, so we better identify your interests before going any further. Interest testing is important in order to find out the alternative job-related interests you have. Interest testings provide information about basic interest patterns and identifies occupational groups that have interests similar to yours. Your answer, correct. This ordinating statement presents information about interest testing that is brief, detailed, and concrete. It will either immediately or subsequent to further discussion and clients being aware of importance of such testing in job reassignment. Go to 1137. Client, I never thought about it before, but I can see the importance of knowing about my interests. What do I have to do? Interviewer, sit over the table. Everything is set out for you. Read the instructions, and when you understand what to do, begin the test. Let me know when you have finished. I'd like to sit over here. Please read the instructions carefully and check with me if you are uncertain about what to do. It is important to follow the instructions and complete the answer sheet carefully so that the information obtained will be accurate. If you answer carelessly, the test may not be scoreable or useful. Please tell me when you are finished. Here is the test. Please complete it and hand it to the secretary when you are finished. Your answer correct. This instruction requests the clients to carry out the required tasks and provides information about what to do and how to do it, along with their consequences of carrying out the task appropriately and inappropriately. Client, I'm really anxious to get the results of interest test back. What are the results like? Your results are back, and here's a copy and form. The results show that you are strongest. Unfortunately, the results show that your strongest interests are in the area of mechanical activities. You have a secondary pattern in business management. You could move into one of those positions in purchasing department, but that would be difficult because of your education. What are your reactions to this? Interviewer, your results are back, and here is your copy. Like you, I'm really excited about the results that show a whole new area of interest. Have you ever thought of being pursuing agent? The results show that you would be happy in this area after a little training. What is your reaction to this? Interviewer, your results are back, and here's a copy. As you might expect, the results reveal that your very strong interest patterns in the area of mechanical activities. More important, the results show that you also have interest in business management and an occupational interest pattern similar to those pursuing agents. What are your reactions to this? Your answer. Correct. Feedback is concrete, specific, and objective. It focuses on the positive potential of the client while confirming the unpleasant fact that primary interests remain in the work area that is longer possible. Client, you have to tell me more about the retraining. I don't want to return to school. I've been very happy doing what I've been doing. I like to be independent. Why can't the company find me something where I don't have to retrain? I can see going back to school. I can't see myself answering to a teacher. I don't like being told what to do. Choose most appropriate response. It is good to hear you talked about how happy you were with your past job and how you valued and still value your independence. The pursuing agent position involves considerable independence thinking and actions, and the training program is designed to facilitate the development of the independence. Your desire for independence and the goal of training program appear to be complementary. Give your previous job level in the company. Only way you can find position that pays the same is if you retrain for another compatible position. You should be aware that the company will support you during your retraining at your previous sanctuary. Given your previous job level, you can find a position that retrains for another compatible position. You should aware that the company will support you during your training at the previous salvation. You may appreciate the benefits of this. Your answer correct. The response provides information based upon the client's comments that will enable clients to view training from a different, most adaptive perspective. Another form of information is refraining. Given a refrain, when a refrain, the interview provides an alternative perspective that modifies restriction, reframes reduce defense, and enable clients to confront issues and begin to act new ways. Informing refrain, the interviewer considers what is acceptable to the client and gives a new label, meaning. I don't. Your answer. Okay. Now that you are more comfortable with a move to a different position, you are required information about what to expect. Possibly the most effective way to achieve this is to have you meet with the manager of the purchasing department to discuss both retraining and activities involving positions there, what you do and think about. Interviewer, I don't know much about what's involved in purchasing. If you're interested, maybe you should call the manager of the department and set up an interview. Think we have complete all that we can do. Give me a call if you think I can help further. Now that you are more comfortable with a move to a new position, your required information about what to expect. I'm not sure what's involved. Probably you'll be sent out of college to have an on-job training as well, or maybe all you will need is on-the-job training. There are many activities that are go on pursuing that you need to be familiar with. The company has arranged with number of suppliers. Certainly you'll need to learn about these. The client is requesting direct information that will provide a sense of security about the decision made. Good interviewers direct clients resources that can provide accurate and valid information or teach clients to do this for themselves. The response fails to provide specific information, raise more questions than answers. Your answer, correct the response, summarize that client's concern, identify appropriate resources, and solicitates the client's reaction to what is suggested. Clients benefit most from information when they are directly involved. It's inquisitive. In culture consideration sections of each of the new 4 chapters, you will find initial segments containing suggestions for interviewing clients for specific culture populations. Remember that these suggestions may be tailored to the needs of each individual with a cultural caveat in mind. These suggestions may be helpful to you in interviewing with Asian Americans and their families. View where your own values and how they may influence the way you view the presenting concerns. Look for strengths and assets rather than only what is causing concern. Learn about the world view of clients. Learn about the information, the influence of situational, environment, and cultural factors relating to concerns. Be sensitive to the possibility of culture conflict in the client's concerns. Learn what solutions the client may have in mind. Be open to serving as a mediator among family members. Help clients broaden the range of alternative solutions and ways of coping with concern. Ensure that the information given is culturally appropriate and relevant. Many cultures view information as an important vehicle for changing and expect the information to be a source of information. Foreign cultures in which it's crucial to save face to use position refraining its importance. Interviewer, so Mr. Taka, you clearly have a great record with your firm. Your engineering group has always been on top 10% productively. So, Ms. Taka, appears that you are in a situation of employment discrimination. This is not uncommon for Asian Americans, particularly for those management I hear you. This is clearly a situation where we need to outline specifically what happened, who was promoted, what their qualifications were, and which procedures were used for promotion. We have a specialist in our firm who works on discrimination issues. I think we can build. Well, Ms. Taka, you are right that discrimination issues won't get us anywhere. What we will do next is have you take some tests, including some that relate to management and leadership. We can even offer some special short courses that may be helpful. We also need to start writing a good resume and talking about where we can get recommendations for either promotion or new position. Ethical considerations. Kushner and Keith Springle, 2008, believe that the most damage to both clients and interviewers occurs when a professional relationship turns into a sexual or romantic relationship. There is also evidence that entering into a sexual or romantic relationship with a client is one of the most frequent reasons for complaints to both professional organizations and regulatory bodies. For this reason, the ethical principle concerning sexual and romantic relationships deserves special considerations here. Sexual relationships. Interviewers should not provide professional services to persons whom they have a previous sexual and or romantic relationship. Providing professional services to a person with whom they have had a previous sexual and romantic relationship have the potential to be harmful to the individual and is likely to make it difficult for the interviewing individual to make appropriate professional boundaries. Interviewers do have sexual and romantic relations with current clients or close relatives, guardians, significant others. Others of current clients. Interviewers do not terminate therapy to cumulate the standard. Interviewers do not have sexual and or romantic relationships with former clients or close relatives, guardians, or significant others of former clients. Interviewers do not engage in sexual harassment of clients, students, employees, colleagues, or research subjects. Sexual harassment is defined as, but not limited to, repeated comments, gestures, written in communication, or physical contact of sexual nature. Interviewers do not have sexual or romantic relationships with students or supervisors over whom they exercise professional authority or power. You are a male social worker in a community welfare agency. You have some 20 years old experience in your current position. You have been working with Martha Jones, a 32-year-old single mother who's with 2 children, for